Hello, welcome back to another SwansCast podcast. Another little bit of a gap between the last episode and this one, but we are back again, and we're going to do something a bit different today. We're going to catch up on a little bit of the news that's going on around Swans that we've missed in the last couple of weeks, but not too much to talk about. But then we're going to have a go at doing a draft between the three of us, and the topic is going to be the draft of the best ever Swans 11. So never really done this before on the podcast. I think it could be quite interesting. So I've got Ben and Lee here to join me today. So welcome in, lads.
Hi, okay.
Hello, how are we doing?
Lee looks very confused there. What's going on, Lee?
What's happened? Am I stuck?
No? You just look very confused. That just happened. I just say, what's going on in the world of Lee?
No, you panicked me then because your thing went a bit funny for me, and then you said you look confused. So I just thought I was probably stuck in pulling some weird face.
No,
what happened.
We've all got the Portugal game on in the background, so I was wondering whether I just missed a goal because you looked very intent on something else. But looks.
Oh no, I'm already thinking of my draft. I can't. My game face is on. That's what it is.
Some speaking of draft, there's some ex-Portuguese internationals that could be featuring, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe not, but yeah, we'll see who gets picked. Ben, welcome. How's things been with you?
Yeah, good. All finished with university now, so I've got a nice long summer off. I've basically been waking up, going to the gym in the morning, then sticking on 6.5 hours worth of football for the rest of the day. So easy life at the minute.
Yeah, we're all enjoying the Euros then. So we're recording this on the 18th, and I, for one, enjoyed the game that was on earlier on today. Did any of you catch that?
Yeah, Turkey, Georgia, just called it. It was very end-to-end, quite a frantic game, wasn't it? Felt probably hard done by Georgia, would feel, but it's one of those games where crazy scoreline, but game of football.
It was echoes of Darren Prattley right at the end of that one as well.
Same scoreline.
The goalkeeper leaving his line. He didn't quite take the spectacular halfway line shot, but got the goal at the end to make it 3-1, which is what mattered. Lee, what's been your highlights so far of the Euros?
I'm trying to think really. The Ukraine game was quite good yesterday. I was surprised at Romania. I kind of missed it. I kind of didn't really give Romania much attention really, and I thought they were going to be quiet in that group, but they look sharp. To be fair, I quite enjoyed that game yesterday.
Yeah, I think Ukraine have been labelled as dark horses for the tournament. So being 3-0 was a bit of a surprise result, I think, for Romania.
Yeah,
and sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, because you do all the predictions, don't you? And it never always works out that all you do the favourites to go through, don't you? When you try and map out it never pans out that all the favourites go through. And I actually picked Belgium to be the one team that would struggle, and I did Ukraine to win that group. So Belgium did it for me, and then Ukraine just got hammered by Romania. And so that group's blown right open.
No, because in their warm-up games, Romania had Bulgaria and Liechtenstein and drew 0-0 with both of them. Their striker had never scored an international goal for them, and they ran out 3-0 winners. It was I don't know what happened.
Brilliant.
Yeah, crazy. I have a question though, because I've been in a bit of a topic of conversation recently about the Euros in general and the format. So there's a couple of teams that have put in some good shifts. You got the Belgium result you mentioned there, and Croatia getting smashed by Spain, for example. But they could usually think, them teams now, they're up against it. There's a bit of pressure on them now to get results in the next games. But with the potential third place teams going through, do you think it takes some of that away?
It's a less cutthroat competition, isn't it? Because Portugal in 2016, for example, they drew 3 of their group games. They made it through in third place. The only game they won inside 90 minutes was against Wales in the semis. They ran out tournament winners, so that wouldn't happen in a World Cup. I think a team that wins a World Cup is always going to be more respected than a team that's won the Euros. They've had to do more to get there.
Yeah. Do you like this format then?
I don't prefer it. I think it's good for the smaller teams, which in Wales' case, when we get there, helps. But then it's because I think if you had 32 teams in the Euros, it would be a lower quality competition. So this is probably the best way they can do it, I would say.
Yeah, but I know you're saying it does help the smaller teams, but it can also save the bigger teams from having an upset, couldn't it? And
yeah,
and I mean,
in one game, it's usually enough to make it through in third, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it just filters out some of the, generally speaking, the teams that deserve to get to the end stages will get there, and you're just perhaps bulking out the first knockout round more than anything. But Lee, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't mind it because it's like, would Wales have qualified if would Wales have ever really had a chance of qualifying if it went back to a 16-team tournament?
Well, what position did we come in the group? I thought in 2016 we were higher,
I think 2016 we probably might have got there because that was kind of our golden time, wasn't it? But other times, I don't know. I don't think we'd ever really come close again if it went back to a 16-team tournament. But it's just a bit weird that you got 24 teams starting the tournament and only 8 of them go out to the group stage.
I think I prefer it though if it was a case of like, I don't know, like with the third place, could they find a way of working it out where it's not just a case of the highest placed third team finishes that go through, but they could play each other in some sort of like playoff match.
It's fitting it in is the issue then, and it's the fact that 4 of them go through out of 6. If it was 6 becomes 3, then that would be more doable. But how you get 6 down into 4 with playoffs, I don't know how you manage it.
Yes, I don't know. I'm just trying to speculate on different ways of doing it, but maybe they need groups of 5 instead and change it that way, like they kind of do in rugby. But then you get rid of a knockout round entirely, don't you? With that,
the other options expanded to 32 because, to be fair, with the new format where they're taking teams like Georgia through via their Nations League playoff path for League D, that's a on paper weaker side. Obviously, Wales being one team I haven't qualified. I don't know how many quality teams haven't made. Like Norway's got to be one. I know they don't usually show up like they should, but on paper they got Haaland, Odegaard, people like Sander Berge. I'm pretty sure some quality around the pitch as well. When you think Bale and Ramsey dragged us for years on their own pretty much offensively, they got Odegaard and Haaland that should do that for them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it will change at some point. These things don't tend to stay the same way forever, do they? They're always trying to tweak something. A couple of other highlights I've noticed from the Euros, or at least talking points. I'm not going to spend too long on this, but I think it's kind of relevant with what's going on in the world of football at the moment. We're not loads going on in the world of Swansea football. What do we think of the way the VAR has been implemented in this tournament so far? I think there's, for me, positives and negatives of it. I think in one aspect, it's shown that perhaps Premier League is more of a problem than VAR is itself. But then on the other hand, I also don't like the level of technology that they went to disallow Belgium's second goal yesterday, where there's a sensor inside the ball, and that's the only thing that detected a handball. I thought that was quite harsh. So any thoughts on that?
It's frustrating to watch as a fan, isn't it? If you're a Belgium fan, Lukaku especially, having 2 goals ruled out, one of them for being a shoulder offside, the other one, like that's the first time we'd seen that. It's similar to cricket, in cricket where they have like the similar graphic to show if the batsman has like edged the ball. That's a bit more important than cricket though, because you obviously that's an out, that's a massive deal.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that from a replay, they wouldn't have even been 100% confident that he'd handballed it. They needed that technology. It's a bit finicky, isn't it?
I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest. I didn't know that existed.
This must be the way it's debuting. I've never seen that before.
Lee?
Yeah, it's stupid because they're coming up with all these like little tiny rules to rule out goals rather than trying to, because we want to see goals, don't we? But then they like you said, they're trying to make a thing in the ball to see if someone's little hair on their finger has touched the ball so they can rule a goal out. I don't understand the the logic behind that, trying to.
They seem to be so fascinated on the accuracy of everything being 100% perfect that is kind of taken away from some of the natural enjoyment of what sport is, in a way.
But soon enough, they'll just be like impossible to score because they'll just find a way to disallow it.
Like, I understand goals win games in football, but why is there not the same sort of accuracy with yellow cards and red cards and like other decisions, for example? Because I know red cards, they check a little bit more with VAR, but yellow cards is not in the criteria to even be looked at. And sometimes clear and obvious ones get missed that could result in a red card. But I just feel like that inconsistency of the amount of detail, like this tiny little sensor that's had the minuscule vibration in the ball to say, yeah, handball, we've got to disallow it. And also, even if that is detected, the handball rule in itself disallowing that goal. I don't know, it just felt a bit wrong to me. I think that was a bit harsh.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'm not a fan of it, if I'm honest.
The other thing I would say is that they're implementing these sort of rules and changes, but FIFA or UEFA decided against using concussion subs in this tournament. So why is the same level of detail not put into like safety and stuff like that from that perspective as well?
Yeah.
I just think, especially with Mbappe last night as well,
it was silly, wasn't it?
You probably would have had to go off for a HIA, I would imagine, in like most circumstances there. And if concussion subs were introduced, maybe that could be enforced because you wouldn't be resulting in the team going down or using a sub maybe when they wouldn't want to. I just think that's something the football needs to look into. But then also the gamesmanship that was involved with that, I think, is another talking point. Red card, anyone think there? Because I think that was pathetic.
Red would have erupted everything, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but he's literally walked onto the pitch after, off his own back, not even being ushered on. Like, he was still walking back to the dugout, wasn't he? I'm sure they were about to sub him, and he was walking back to the dugout, and he just ran on the pitch and sat down.
I think it is just a yellow card by the book. It's like if you're getting subbed on and you come on before the board's gone up, as a yellow card. I don't think you can give a red for it.
Is there anything in the book for that situation? No, he's in the middle of getting subbed.
All I remember is someone getting subbed on and coming on before the board went up in the Prem a few years back, and he got a yellow card for it. So I think that's the closest situation I've seen to what happened with Mbappe.
Fair enough. I would argue it's close to being as blatant cheating as what you can get, but maybe that's something that they'll have a look at now if something's happened along the line. I tell you what, it kind of reminded me of a little bit. It's not really the same, but Lee, you might remember this one in the Six Nations a few years ago where Wales played France, actually, funnily enough. The game went on like 20 minutes into, red clock time in the 80th minute. The game lasted, what was it, like 100 minutes?
Yeah.
And France were doing some dodgy dealings with their subs with blood subs and stuff.
Yeah.
To get around.
We just kept fouling on the try line defending, and we lost eventually.
Yeah, that was hard to watch, but France were definitely up to some games there. Maybe it's in the blood of that nation's sporting personnel.
Thierry Henry's Island, anyone? That wouldn't have happened with the handball technology, though, would it? I suppose with VAR wouldn't have happened either, but still.
Well, you'd like to think it wouldn't have, but who knows? Who knows these days? Okay, let's have a look at some of the goings-on in the Swansea world. Kind of merging into this then, just one last thing on the Euros. England obviously played, and there's two former Swans players that played together, actually, during their time here that have been called up to the squad. Conor Gallagher came on as a sub in that game, and Mark Geehee started, and actually he's been getting some plaudits for his performance.
Yeah, it's not surprising, is it? I think when he went to Crystal Palace originally, I said on Twitter, I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing for England inside 18 months. I think it took him about 7 or 8. I think he's probably starting because Maguire isn't there, he's injured, but he probably deserves to be partnering John Stones, and it was assured. It's unsurprising for us to watch. Maybe a few of the armchair fans only watch some of the bigger clubs weren't expecting it, and maybe that's where the reviews have come from, but good for him.
Wonder if he gets a move to a bigger club now. Lee, you were raving about his performance the other day.
Yeah, I was chuffed for him, to be fair. I know, like, we obviously we joked, didn't we, about England. We want England to lose and stuff like that. But I was honestly chuffed for him because when he was with us, I thought by the end he was fantastic. When you think back, we all think back to that first game against Hull. We thought, oh my God, he's horrendous. And then what he actually became by the time he left. I was just chuffed for him because he was always quite complimentary about the club when he was here in his interviews and stuff. And I really liked him a lot. So I was chuffed. And I thought in that game, he just looked so calm on the ball, as you'd expect, like he was for us. He was so good on the ball. I know people can probably say it's easy when you have 90% possession, in the first half, and the centre halves are passing it around. But he just looked so comfortable, and there was kind of a lot being made about him being slotted in there. And I thought, I hope he kind of holds his own. But he was brilliant. He looked like he was meant to be there.
Yeah, I think people have been saying that England's weakness is their defence, and maybe that's something that he was trying to show maybe isn't him anyway, or the case in his position.
Remember, he had like 2 man of the match, wasn't he? Didn't he man a match in both semi-finals against Barnsley in that playoff run?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think the home and the away leg, and he was just he was so good.
Yeah, crazy to think some of the players that came good here and have gone on to better things as well. I know some of it was Steve Cooper's influence, bringing him, Conor Gallagher, and a couple of others with him. Gibbs White's gone on to decent stuff too.
Got to credit Cooper for that, because I think he was so raw when he came, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And by the time he left, he was just a superstar.
Yeah. Do you reckon he get a move to a bigger club? I think maybe it might be on the horizon.
Big price tag on him though. Like 60, 70 mil or so, I think it is.
If he carries on, well, put it this way, if he carries on like this, and if England win the tournament with him at centre back, he's not going to go back to Palace, is he? There'd be some big money coming in.
They'll definitely pay some of the big clubs for the fact he's English for that, the registration quota, and solid Premier League centre back.
And I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's Chelsea who buy him back. Seems to be a running.
It wouldn't be shocking, would it? It would be, you'd expect something like that.
Ronaldo shot on target for you, just like
it's
the second one. That's his 2. I need Bruno Fernandes now, and I'm in the money. But we'll see if that comes in. Does he take penalties these days? Or is it
Ronaldo should be, I think.
I can't see him giving it to anyone else.
No, I can't either. Okay, moving on from the Euros then. So there's been some good news if you ordered the Swans third kit, because they have been finally getting delivered. And I think there's an announcement actually also maybe yesterday or today saying that they should be delivered if you haven't had it already by the end of this week, or they've been dispatched this week. Ours came, didn't they, leave finally?
Yeah, they came, I don't know if they was longer because we had like the box version. Comes in like this special box, but
didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's quite nice to be fair. So
is it gonna be nice on display?
Yeah, it'd be nice to keep. I don't know whether to wear it, to be honest, because it's nice. It's a nice sort of collector's item. But
you can wear it, and then when it don't fit you anymore, put it back in the box.
It'll only be about a week. Just give me the summer to enjoy a few beers and watch the football, and they won't fit again.
Yeah. Did you get one, Ben?
I had the Anthem jacket when they came out at the Times. I didn't have it delivered.
Oh,
yeah. Nice.
I think what was it? We had 40 quid for renewing the season ticket, so it worked out like £2.80 or something like that.
Oh yeah, they give that credit.
Yeah. No, it's nice to be fair. It's a nice one to keep, like you say. I didn't go for the kit. I got so many kits now is the thing. I never wear a lot of them, so I don't know. I've been on a run for the last I think 8 years of buying one every single year. I don't know if I will this year. It depends.
It's depressing when I look through my kit drawer, because it kind of reminds me of growing up and not being as skinny as I used to be. And if you look through the sizes of the kits and the years they came out, it's a gradual, I say decline, but increase in size. Gradual decline in fitness probably is the way to put it. But
I know I don't know what to do with the kits these days, because I got some good old ones. I bought when I was younger. I'd like to kind of keep them all now. But
it'd be good if there's a way of put them on display without it taking up a lot of space. But
yeah, I really want to get some of them, because some of them have got signed as well. I'd like to get them framed on the wall, but it's a tough sell to other members of the house to have some Swans tops on the wall.
Well, you're gonna have to get yourself a man cave.
I know, I will. I'm working on it.
Yeah. I'm working on mine now, currently in there now in our new house, so it's coming along. Might have some Swan stuff up eventually. We'll see. Okay, Martin Majeston then signed a 3-year deal extension at the club. Considering he left and came back, and obviously we've had a managerial change since, that's good news.
Yeah, so we're obviously blessed. I think the only reason we're able to have someone of his caliber is just geography. He's from Talbot, still England's goalkeeping coach as we speak. He's out in Germany for the Euros with them. Probably the reason we're able to attract some of the talent we've had, I'd imagine, in net. Hopefully, if we don't get Carl Rushworth back, he'll be a big draw, because if we need a loaner keeper in, he's one of the best in the business worldwide, honestly. So,
do you know what? Actually, we were talking about Rushworth's links to the England squad, because he was on about him potentially getting called up to the camp, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then now when you think about it, it does make sense. He's seeing him firsthand. He's obviously feeding that back to the England camp, and I'd imagine that even though he didn't make it this time, he probably is very well on the radar.
I mean, Southgate's a stickler for Premier League players. Like, for example, Alfie Mawson got called up for England when he was with the Swans in our last season in the Prem, I believe, and he didn't play. But then when he got relegated and he spoke to Southgate basically just said, look, you're in the Championship now, you need to move to the Prem if you want to get called up again. He's the same player he was the day before, even after we got relegated. But he won't on paper have someone from the second division. You've seen it now. They had Luke Shaw as the only natural left back going, and he was injured for the first game. So they didn't have a left back. There were options in the Championship, but he just refused to take them. It's silly, really.
Well, Jake Bidwell. No, I don't actually know his man in English. I've just done a boo-boo.
Leif Davis probably would be the one you call up if anyone, I'd imagine.
I was only joking. I was just saying Ryan Manning's just got promoted, hasn't he, with Southampton after his spectacular move in the summer. So, but he's Irish, of course.
My mistake. Yeah. I was thinking Manning as well, because there was a time where Manning and Bidwell just kind of merged as one person.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He is Irish. He's born in Ireland, but for some reason, I don't know why. When I watch him, he doesn't give me that. Yeah, he just, I don't know. Maybe it's the gamesmanship that comes along with his game. I think just suits being playing for the other team. Wow. Trying to be careful with how I word it. But let's move on from that one. So another bit of news then. So Luke Williams was talking about potential for Placheta. He hasn't currently signed an extension. Obviously, he's technically not contracted to anyone, but he hasn't ruled out him coming back and featuring for the Swans again, which was kind of good to hear, because I think we were all in agreement that we wouldn't have minded seeing him stay on. And while we're on that note as well, Jamie Patterson is still not resolved. He's still at the club. He hasn't been released yet because his contract doesn't expire to the end of the month, I want to say. So he is in the training camp with the rest of the team. I'm not sure if he's like on the grass, because I'd imagine they're probably not doing the full training regimes with him until a contract situation is sorted, for probably his benefit as well in terms of injuries and all of the rest of it. But by all accounts, there's a deal on the table for him, and it's just up to him to sign it. And that's all the wait is. So there's just no resolution on that yet.
Yeah, is the transfer window open yet, or is it 1st of July?
No, it's open, I believe. It's just slow.
It will be slow. It'll always be slow when there's a summer tournament on. But quicker we can get some business done, the better.
Because also we're going to have the domino effect on Premier League moves causing Championship moves, causing League One moves, and the Premiership moves probably aren't happening as much because a lot of them are away in international duty, I'd imagine.
Yeah, this is where we suffered before, didn't we? Was it Sigurdsson that we had suffered with this before? Or maybe Ashley Williams.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a tournament with Sigurdsson.
When did Ashley Williams go to Everton? Was this 2016?
I think it was I'm pretty sure it was the summer after, or the summer of Euro 2016, I believe. When he was a Swansea player at Euro 2016.
Yeah.
I don't remember him staying then. So yeah. Similar with Joe Allen. I think I was the same summer, wasn't it? Like, we wanted to get it done, then the Euro started happening. Then he got in pretty much team of the tournament, and his stock just rose.
Oh, when we wanted to re-sign him, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when he went to Stoke instead.
Yeah, there was an agreement in place by all accounts, and then it changed after Wales did well.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Placheta and Patterson then? Would you like to see them extend, or we just look somewhere else if it's if they're waiting this long to sign?
I don't know. I quite liked Placheta. I was hoping that they would sign him back, because I was quite impressed with what I saw. So I thought like a full season might be good. And he's exactly. I think when we had him and Ronald playing, we kind of had another outlet rather than towards the end of the season we were kind of just solely relying on Ronald to try and make something happen. And then with Ginnelly coming back in the mix, I think that's a really good 3 wingers to have there. So I'd be happy with Placheta signing. Patterson as well. Same. I'd probably be happy to have him again if there's, it sounds a bit harsh, but if there's nothing else out there, because I can't see us being able to sign, a whole lot of players, and Patterson's probably one creative player that we do have at the moment. So I think we know what we're getting with Patterson. So if we can build some more pieces around him as well, I think he's a good squad player to have.
Yeah, I'd echo what Lee said pretty much. I think Plaheta, I don't know if I'd like him as a starter, but he's a good rotation option because, you can't train pace. He's got that in abundance. He's very one-footed, lacks maybe a bit of final third quality, which lets him down a little bit. Still good to have around. Could even be a 6-month contract with an option of another 6-month extension. I don't know what sort of offers he's going to get with his injury record. And then Patterson, like Lee said, obviously be good to look around the market, but I think we're going to have quite a lot of squad turnover. So I'm not really sure he's one that we really want to be losing right now.
Yeah. Okay. Nathan Wood as well, in terms of ingoings, outgoings, is being linked again to Southampton, whether there's any truth in it or just an extension of what happened last summer. But I know Luke Williams has addressed his potential departure and said it could make sense. Maybe just speaking of the fact that we do need to make sale to really bolster what he wants in the squad, because I'd imagine he does want to bring in quite a few players, and having that extra funds would obviously help him doing so. Do you see Nathan Wood as a player that is worth the sacrifice to big up the squad in general?
I think so. I'd just be concerned that it's not going to be as much money as what people think, particularly because there's supposedly quite a significant sell-on clause for Middlesbrough in there. It's a year in his deal. It's quite clear he's probably not going to sign another deal, but equally, I don't think he was first choice at the end of the season. He played well when he did play, but we have got Darling, Gabango, solid centre-backs there as well. So it's not the worst case scenario, really. I think other than Grimes, this is the first summer where I'm not petrified about losing someone really important, because nobody really for me is indispensable apart from Grimes currently.
And I don't see Grimes being someone that's been targeted at the moment. Usually there's a bit of talk about him every summer, but I've not really seen that.
I think Fulham and Watford were his last chances to move, if I'm honest. I think he's got 3 years left again now, because he re-signed the second time, which no one was expecting. His age now, I think he's pushing on 30. I'm right in saying 29, 30. So he's past that age where people in the Premier League probably look to sign him now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but when you think
that is crazy. When you say that, I know, because he's been there since he's 28 currently, but
28
should be his prime time really. So let's hope.
Yeah, people look for sell on now though, is the thing, don't they? The market's all evolved. It's very rare. People will pay cash now because he would probably cost still about
level anyway.
Yeah, if we were to sell him, he probably would still cost someone about 7-8 mil, because that's how important he is to us. Because how do you replace him? He's been Mr. Consistent for many years.
And for him and his progression, I think Premier League aspirations perhaps come with staying here now and helping us get there. If that happens or not, that's another question. But I can't see a Premier League club coming in for him.
No.
But yeah, it's not much to talk about, as we said. A bit of a slow summer will be with the Euros, but we'll try and keep up to date with any other bits and bobs that come out. There's obviously little drips and drabs, but not everything's worth chatting about. But let's get stuck into the draft then. This will be a bit of fun. We haven't done it before. Don't know how it's going to work. Don't know how it's going to look. Hopefully it makes a good listen. And it'd be interesting to have everyone who's watching the video on YouTube. I'll probably cut this out and put it up as a separate video as well as in the podcast. So if you're watching either in the podcast or on the separate mini-series, welcome. And yeah, get stuck in. Tell us in the comments any players you think we should have included. And what I'll do is, after we've made our teams, I'm going to make a little graphic, chuck it up on the socials, and we'll have a little vote about who everyone thinks would have won in the theoretical match if they were all to play each other. Like, who do we think would come out on top as the actual best team? So the rules around the draft, we're going to start off by picking a manager. Then we're all then going to stick and kind of put a formation in that we've got to stick to. So no deterring. So you've got to think in advance. You've got to have a formation, and that's the positions you've got to fill. And I don't want no square pegs in round holes. They've got to be players that naturally fit into the positions. And we're all going to pick a player for each position. And then we're going to pick a 7-man bench the way that it used to be. And go from there, really. We're only allowed to pick one player each. So, sorry, when I say that, what I mean is, if a name comes up, that's it. He can't go into another team. So, for example, if if I say Renato Sanchez, then no one else can have him because he will be in my team. And like I said, in a theoretical match against each other, we want to see who had the best balance and came on top. I'm not picking him. I was using him as an example because I don't anticipate he will appear. I mean, it depends on what we wanted to clarify. We decided to clarify this as the overall best 11 during their time in Swansea. So like Swansea's best ever 11. So somebody that might have gone on to bigger and better things, we're not really considering that. We're just considering how they played while they were at the Swans. And it doesn't necessarily need to be the best ever players, so because then you're only going to pick the Premier League players, but take into consideration their importance during the time that they played at the club as well. So for example, you might end up with players that really, really shone for us in lower leagues. For example, a Ferry Bod, who, on his day was outstanding in the Swans kit. He might not have been like a Premier League player at the time, but his importance to that squad at the time means that he warrants a position in the team. So that's what we want to use as the criteria. I'm sure a lot of them probably end up being players that play in higher divisions, but we'll see what we come up with. So who wants to go first? Do we have a volunteer?
I was just going to say, do we have pen and paper? So I think it's a good idea if we write down what other people have said as we go, so we don't forget.
You can write that if you want. I've got it up on a little spreadsheet, so I'm going to type it in as we go along.
You've got a spin the wheel thing to see who gets first pick.
I have not, but what I'll do is I won't go first. I'll let you two go first.
Lee, rock, paper, scissors.
Ben's the youngest.
Ben's
the youngest, and I've got a little.
I don't know how far I might be a little bit behind, but we'll go.
That's fine. On shoot, ready? 3, 2, 1. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
No, I did the same.
I was going to flip a coin, but you two can play your rock, paper, scissors.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, so for those not watching and listening, we've had 2 rounds, scissors both, then it was paper both. And on that final third round, Ben's won with the scissors against paper. So unlucky Lee, you've lost the rock, paper, scissors there. So Ben, you're going first, is it?
I'm going manager first, am I? Okay.
Right, so Ben, then Lee, and then I'll pick. So manager first.
I got to go Brendan Rodgers, I think. Maybe it's my hero. But,
Brendan Rodgers off the table. Why have you picked Brendan, just out of curiosity?
That's probably my favourite memories as a Swans fan. That team, the playoff final team, first season in the Prem. That was peak Swansea City for me, personally.
Okay. Who are you going to follow Brendan up with, Lee?
That's a good pick. I'm torn. I'm trying to think. I'm just going to caveat it because my team's probably going to be a bit like personal, isn't it? So
yeah, that's what it needs to be. We all
my favorite time
in different eras as well. Like I got like my after you, and then Ben later again.
Yeah, like I said, my 2 favorite times watching the Swans was the flick between Jacket and Martinez. So I'm gonna go with Martinez. I think that League One season and Championship, he was kind of kicked it all off.
Currently on my other screen, Portugal lining up for the second half. Roberto Martinez, currently manager of Portugal and manager of Cristiano Ronaldo. So he's obviously gone on to bigger and better things, but it's all started with a very successful Swansea City stint. I'm going to pick Michael Laudrup because that's probably my favourite era. And I just loved the footballer they played at the time. I wonder if like the 3 head-ins here will suggest the teams that we're all going to pick, but that would be interesting.
Yeah. Do we think those are the 3 best managers in the last?
Have we missed anyone?
I mean, if we're being, this is where like the criteria defines it, and like Potter for me is probably the best or better than all of them, but he was here for a year and took us to 10th in the Championship. But if we're saying who's the best manager, probably Graham Potter, I would say.
Oh, that's a big call, that is, Ben. Do we agree with that in the comments? It's Graham Potter, Swansea's best manager.
Best modern day anyway, as in like Martinez is great, but I don't think his football probably evolved with how football evolved since he left Swans. I think he's probably too defensively, naive's the wrong word, but fragile.
Yeah.
Whereas Potter isn't.
That's why I love Martinez football. It was like 4-3.
I wonder if Martinez will ever get a top domestic job.
I think he's just enjoying internationals. I'd be as well. Probably get half the workload, I'd imagine, and get to manage some of the
just
players.
Get to go watch matches all around Europe with all the best players.
Yeah.
He must
manage
have
De
a good
Bruyne and
agent.
Hazard for a few years and switch over to Ronaldo. You came like the Barca a while back, so the agent he has, but doing
Yeah,
a
I
good
know. He
job.
must have a cracking agent because, like, Belgium didn't really do much today with the players that he had, and then he just went to Portugal.
They had like a perfect qualifying tournament, though, didn't they? Like they won all their games.
Yeah, England always did that, though, didn't they? Then they never took all that matters is the tournament, really.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Okay,
think
so
we haven't really missed any honourable mentions for managers. I don't know. I can't think of his name.
you said Kenny Jackett,
And
didn't you?
Potter, Kenny Jackett, yeah.
You go.
Steve, I think Steve Cooper deserves a shout. I'll be honest. People are going to hate it, but if you're just defining it by success alone, I know he didn't get the playoffs win, but he got there twice, and I think that's a big deal.
All I'd say is if we're going properly on our history, who was manager in '81 when we got up to the top division and we were like top of Christmas?
Toshak, is it?
It was Toshak, wasn't it?
Yeah. So.
I was going to say from another one from my time was Brian Flynn as well before Kenny Jackett, because he was manager when we stayed up on the last game of the season. And that Hull game, he came in and kept us up.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple of honourable mentions there. Just let us know in the comments if you disagree with any of our managerial choices. But I think a lot of people will probably be happy with the three that we've chosen there. So, Ben, formation.
I will go for a 4-2-3-1. So 2 back 4, 2 CDMs, right wing, left wing, cam, and 1 striker.
Oh, that's okay. Can't pick that, Oli.
Oh, I can't pick the same formation.
No, we're going to play this proper.
Filth. Well, let's just change things. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go old school 4-4-2.
Okay. I'm a bit gutted as well because Ben picked what I wanted. I'll go 4-3-3 then, and I'll do a cheap way of kind of having the same formation, but technically not.
Do you want to say I've had the
4-3-3 with a cam?
I've had the manager choice and the formation choice, so I'll go last on them.
No, we're keeping the same order. That's the order now. We got to keep the same
enough.
order. So you just got lucky. I won your rock paper scissors. And what we'll do is next time we do the next episode of draft, we'll change the order. Okay. Player
Wish
one
I'm prepared
then,
for this.
and you can tell me what position you're starting with, and then you can fill whatever you want in your first 11.
All right, I'll go striker and I'll go Ivor Allchurch.
Oh, that's
Oh, nice.
wasn't expecting that.
We're going the entire history of the club, right?
Yeah. No, that's good.
I like that.
I was a bit shocked by the selection. That's all. Lee.
Difficult. I wish I was more prepared for this. I'm gonna go.
Need it being raw.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Are you tossing anyone up or?
I'm just trying to think who to go first, so I can guarantee my team. And I think
while you're thinking, Ivor Allchurch scored 300. Sorry, he played 327 times for Swansea in his first stint and scored 124 goals. And then in the second time at the club, 118 appearances for 40 goals. So quite prolific.
Right. I think I'm going to have to... This might be a bit of an obvious one, but I'm going to have to take a striker off the board first now, and I'll go Michu.
I knew that was coming. How annoying.
Well, there was a good shout from Ben to go Allchurch, because I was just convinced that Michu would be gone. So I've got to take that.
You've got two strikers as well, haven't you?
I have, but Michu can drop deep, can't he? If we're going tactical.
Yeah, but you 4-4-2, mate. That's tough. Okay, well, I would have liked to have picked Michu, especially playing, Michael Laudrup ball. But I'm going to have to go with the other one then from that era, Wilfred Boney, to lead the line. Maybe, I don't know, he was good while he was at Swans, isn't it? It probably went down then after he left, to be fair. First stint, Wilfred Boney is what I'll say. Not saying
allowed to do that.
Wilfred Boney, first time of coming.
All right, in goals then I'll go Roger Freestone.
Nice.
A legend.
I do think going first will give me an advantage. You feel like you're having to follow me now.
Well, I only followed with striker because of Lee's 4-4-2. If it won for the 4-4-2, it would have been no point.
All right, I'm gonna go. Ooh,
Lee's probably putting some thought into this. Roger,
I'm trying to think. This is frying my head. This is stressing me out. I'm gonna go. Ooh, I don't think what position to go. I will go. I'll go midfield. I go Leon Britton.
Fun fact about Roger Freestone: he scored 3 goals in his time at Swansea City.
Yeah, I just saw that, and I can't picture what that must. Maybe he played outfield.
I don't know if it was, or maybe penalties or something.
Yeah.
Leon Britton for Lee in midfield. Is this you go into midfield, not wing, yeah?
Yeah, midfield. Yeah.
Sure.
Later stages, Leon Britton in the centre.
Okay. I will. I don't know where I want to go now. It's quite difficult, isn't it?
It is difficult.
Who is the Swansea City legend that I want to include, or at least best ever players to play for the Swans? Oh, there's another striker I just thought of that would have been a good shout, but I'm not gonna sell him to you, Lee. What do I want in my team? If I look at the defence, probably going to go with Ashley Williams as the centre back. I think he was ever present during his time at the club, wasn't he? I nearly went for Gary Monk. Probably a little bit more iconic Monk would have been, but go for Ashley Williams.
All right. At Cam, I'm gonna go Sigurdsson then, and that is allowed because he got cleared of whatever it was. So
you could have had him anyway. He still played for us, even if he.
Oh, I know. I weren't gonna anyone
by.
dodgy though. I'm not including anyone dodgy.
Well, who else is dodgy?
Oh well, we can't say anyone was dodgy, can we?
Leon Knight.
Ija Anderson.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my second striker, which writes me off from all other strikers, which is painful. And I've got to pick Stephen Dobby.
Oh wow! I just realised no one's picked Lee Trundle.
No. You didn't need to do that, though, Lee, because we can't pick another striker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Could have picked Dobby as a cam.
This is yeah, because I would have had him cam, but I'll just put him and meet you up.
You're
top.
just living in the playoff final, you are.
Dobby's one of my favourite
that second half of that season.
He's still like one of my favourite players of all time, Dobby. I think he was class. And that goal he scored in the playoff final. I still watch the video now where he hits it and he's already celebrating before he's hit the net. I love it.
I'm going to go with a cam as well. Whether it's controversial or not, I don't know. Because you two can, well, hopefully you will allow it, but Pablo Hernandez.
Well, it's a good one. I don't know if he showed everything he could do when he was here. That's the only thing I'd say.
I loved him when he was here. I think that ball against Cardiff earns him a place in my team.
Oh, yeah, outside the foot.
Wayne Routledge's goal in the 3-0 win. Gary Monk's first game in charge, actually. Does he get a shout for manager, by the way? Highest ever Premier League finish?
No. He was our downfall, if we're being honest, wasn't he? The start of it, coupled with poor management of the board. But it was the beginning of the end, in my eyes, Gary Monk.
Yeah.
And then at right back, I'll go Angel Rangel.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
Angel Rangel, right back.
I will go left. Oh, I don't know. I got two.
I feel like if I put more time into thinking about this, I would come up with a better team. And there's also going to be a bit of recency bias. I think Ben is doing really well to not have recency bias in his team. To be fair to him.
It's got a couple old timers in there, haven't I, to be fair?
I am going, yeah. Well, I'm going to follow that trail. I'm going left wing, if it's be allowed. Andy Robinson.
Left wing Andy Robinson.
Love to cut in on his right.
Would it not be allowed? Why would it not be allowed?
He wasn't really left wing. Well, yeah, kind of in a 4-4-2. I'll have him. Yeah, I'll take it.
When I say square pegs in round holes, I mean like we're not having Joe Latabodi or right backs.
I can't have Martinez as manager and playing in midfield.
Yeah, and Kyle Norton midfield. Or who went in goals for us before? Someone went in goals for us before.
Rangel, ne?
Yeah, Rangel goalie.
I struggle with that one because there's another certain left winger that could have gone there.
Yeah. Who's that?
I tell you that. It's a bit of an obvious one if we're talking playoff final.
Yeah, I was going to pick him earlier, but I've held off. I'm going to go Ferry Bode for centre mid position. I feel like that's some untapped potential that could have been fabulous in the Premier League, but not to be.
Fair. I'll be going Matt Grimes.
Matt Grimes.
I will take my keeper here and I'll go for Vorm.
Michel Vorm?
Yep.
That's, I mean, I know he was good here, but yeah, fair.
I lagged out a second there, sorry. I don't know what's been said just now.
Michel Vorm.
Michel Vorm.
Yeah.
And you heard me say Grimes before that.
Yeah.
I'm under no pressure to pick a goalkeeper now, am I? So I may as well just wait.
Well, it depends. We'll have the bench as well, won't we, I suppose? Oh, it's still going to come after. We can't make sense now, just why would you?
I'm going to go left back, I think. And I'm going to go with Ben Davies.
Yeah, good shot.
I thought my team just looks like Michael Laudrupp's team. It's
not a bad team.
Tough one. I'm going to go Neil Taylor left back because there aren't a lot of left backs.
It's difficult. To be honest.
I feel like left back is a tricky position.
There's one obvious one still. But, yeah.
Who's that?
Is there? Am I blanking?
Frank Tabanu.
No, I'll let Lee decide.
Am I blanking? I've got another one, but I'm not thrilled about it.
There's a lot of players to think about, to be fair.
I'm probably having a mind blank, but I'm going to go the other side and take my right back, and I'm going to take Sam Ricketts.
Sam Ricketts. You're 4-4-2, and they're all 4 at the back. Okay, Sam Ricketts is locked in. Oh, the pace of this isn't giving me time to think.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. This is tricky, mind. This is actually quite tough. Like, I'm trying to think of past players who really did quite well for us, like through the years. And it is hard when you put on the spot, isn't it?
It's difficult. I got so many players now that come into my head. I can't fit into my team.
Oh, was Ben thinking about Alan Tate? Is that what he was going to say for left back?
Yeah, it was.
You can go anywhere on the back, really. Can't you?
That's the thing about Tate.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'd love to have him on a bench. That's versatility.
You took Ashley Williams, didn't you?
I've taken Ashley Williams.
It's not my go, is it?
No, it's my go. I'm thinking. I'm just, I'm going to take Gary Monk as well.
Damn.
Quite iconic in our rise, wasn't he? So I think it's an important one.
Yeah, my go now. phone next to it. It's all of a sudden difficult. I feel like a lot of the ones that you want are like gone by now, aren't they?
Yeah, and there's some that I wish that I had instead of some I picked as well that have come to mind after. But it is what it is now. Done and dusted.
Czech
I'm gonna have to go Alan
Republic.
Tate. I'm panicking at centre back otherwise, to be honest.
Alan Tate sent. Oh my God, there's a goal by the way.
Czech Republic just scored.
Oh wow. I don't mind that, to be honest. I needed a clean sheet gone. It's hell of a free kick, that is.
I mind it. I mind it entirely. Why couldn't Pepe just get a yellow card for the sake of it? Oh, do you remember that? Do you remember that one bet I did, Lee, back in like the World Cup 2010?
Yeah.
And I randomly just chucked like a tenner on Pepe red card, and he got sent off against Germany from like, what did he do? He just hit someone in the face or something.
Yeah, it was quite early on, and
then he started crying on the floor, and I just felt like Nostradamus or something. And it was just predicting the future. Who did you say? Alan Tate centre back.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I should have gone defence. I'm struggling. But my team is managed by Martinez, so I'm not going to be defensive minded anyway. So
yeah, there we are. Dali.
As a Martinez team concedes a goal, I'm going to go. Oh my God! There's so many players I can think of that should be in this team. I've got to go right wing, and I'm going to take Adrian Forbes.
Right wing, Adrian Forbes.
Got to. Got my two favourite players in there. They have to be in there.
Adrian Forbes for Lee. And I can't. So I wish some of these players were like in different positions. What have I got left to pick, actually? I'm going to go left wing, and I'll go Scott Sinclair.
Yep.
Some goals coming from the wing.
I'm struggling a bit now. Where to do this? I'm going to go Andre Ayew as a right wing. I know he played up front and right wing, and he played everywhere across the front, really, didn't he?
I would say right wing is acceptable.
That's fair.
I think that's his first position, really. He was made into striker later, wasn't he? So his brother as well?
Yeah. Is it me?
Yes, it is. On you leave for the draft. I can't spell on this sheet. I'm going to have to correct this later. Running out of options now, aren't we? It's quite tricky. Well, we're not even running out of options, but it's like, it's just the pressure.
I don't know. Do I take him? I don't know.
Who are you thinking?
I'm going to... I need to take...
Do you know what? Thinking about Gylfi Sigurdsson, such a good pick.
I got one more midfield slot to fill, and I've got two options. Three options. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to take... Yeah, do you know what? Stuff it. It's just going to be my team. I'm going to go for my other midfielder, Jody Gomez.
That's a good pick.
Just another personal of mine.
Is it on to me now?
Me next.
Oh.
I need to have a decide what I'm doing. Just right back is I'm struggling a bit. Right back to think of someone.
Yeah, I got Rangel in there early.
Yeah, you did. Trying to. So I still need a goalkeeper, but it's not really a rush goalkeeper. I'm trying to think. I got someone in mind, but I'm making sure it's the right position. I think I will do goalkeeper for now because I know that's going to be. I'm going to go Fabianski.
Yeah.
Have I missed one of you saying Joe Allen? Sorry, I'm assuming someone said him.
No,
No,
that
he's
was
not
the one
been
I was.
taken.
That was.
I've been debating.
Allen and partner next to Matt Grimes, our current midfield, but obviously, I'm picturing Allen as like prime Allen, like you pictured Boney as prime Boney.
Oh, see, I've got someone, but he's flipping left winger, and I wanted right. So frustrating. So you want Joe Allen there and centre mid next to Matt Grimes?
Mm-hmm.
Like Joe Allen current, or
as I said, Joe Allen, prime Joe Allen, hopefully.
Okay, Lee.
I'm struggling. I need to take a left back.
I've taken Allen Tate off you as well, no?
Yep.
There's one quite good one. Don't know if he's a cult hero or anything, but
I got two I'm thinking of, but I don't know which one to take. My team on paper doesn't look very good now.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, Sam Ricketts at right back was an interesting one, I gotta be honest.
I was struggling at right back. It's a personal choice. It's personal choice.
I'm just thinking Kyle Norton because he's been here a decade.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll go.
Yeah, people are not going to vote for your team with Carl Norton in it, though. He had so much flack in the Premier League.
I don't think people will vote for my team anyway. Let's go. Can I take? Oh, I don't know. You boys got a left back, and so do I take?
Yeah.
Do I take Kevin Austin, or do I just go safe and go Marcus Painter?
Marcus
Neither
Painter.
of them are the ones I'm thinking of, I gotta be honest.
I'm probably missing an obvious one now as well on the.
It's not like you wouldn't did a good job. It's quite recent.
I don't know which one to take now. Let's take.
Oh, that's an own goal.
Oh yeah, it's
Republic,
1-0.
I think.
Portugal.
Yeah, as in Czech Republic scored the own goal, so Portugal scored.
Oh,
that's harsh. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that was unlucky. All right, I'll take. I'm going to take Marcus Painter. I know it's a bit of a boring one.
Oh, left back.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not even sure who he is.
I don't think he was. I just want to he was there for a decent amount of time. Just kind of did a decent job.
So it's on to me now, is it?
Me.
Oh, I keep messing up the order.
That's all right. So I need a right back still, centre mid, and a right winger. Oh, do you know what? It's tricky. Do you know what? Centre mid. I'm going to go with. No, it's actually. No, do I want that? Is that too defensive pairing? Oh God, this is. I got one I could put in there for like a name, but it kind of goes against what I said at the start, what I said about think about their time as a Swan and not their time after being a Swan. I was going to say Frank Lampard, but I don't feel like.
I don't think you can count that, can you?
Nah.
But yeah, because if you're going to go Frank Lampard, then you put like Ronaldo Sanchez in and all the rest of it as well. But during their time here, they weren't probably doing that sort of job, were they? I'm going to say. So we've got Ferry Bod. Who would be a good partner for Ferry Bod? I'm going to go with Jonathan de Guzman. I feel like it gives a good balance.
Nice.
And I need to go a little bit left field now because I feel like all the like names have kind of gone.
Left winger going Leighton James.
I had a left wing I wanted to pick, but I'm not going to say because I might pick him on bench. Lee? Do you know what positions you've got left? 2 centre backs.
Yeah, I got through. I shouldn't have left 2 centre halves to the end, should I? That's a bit of a dodgy one. I've got a couple of options, yeah. I'm gonna take. It's a bit loose, but I might take. I don't know what to do. I should have picked a centre half earlier. Shall I go? Let's go.
Tricky.
It's a bit loose. Let's go Lenny John Rose.
Centre back.
He's technically
Was he centre back?
defensive midfielder / centre back.
We're going to let him have that.
I'm not really worried about his team, if I'm honest with you, so far. So yeah, it's fine.
Was that Lenny John Rose?
Yeah. But they like I said, this is it's personal. These are just my favorite players that I want in my team. But I'm not going to win on paper.
Well, you never know who's gonna. It's all about voting. People might like the look of the balance of your squad.
Nah, it's horrendous.
Maybe they won't. We'll see. Okay, right winger. I'm gonna go with. It's tricky, isn't it? Tricky. Nathan Dyer, I think. I think he's a good shout for right winger. I feel like I haven't got any other names that are shouting out to me right now. I've got a couple on the left. Now I've taken that already, but I can't use them, unfortunately.
I'm fact checking one a sec before I embarrass myself. I got centre back left as well. I'm similar to Lee. I've left one right for the end. This one could be a bit of a controversial one. Not controversial, but just wouldn't expect it. Ante Rajkovic, and I'm going back to literally what era here, the 80s. Centre back, but he was Yugoslavia international, which in the 80s, I believe that was pretty impressive for Swans at least. So yeah,
I mean,
I
can't say I know an awful lot about him, but would you like to spell his name?
Ante first name, Rajkovic second name. Would be Bosnian in modern day, but at the time that was Yugoslavia.
Interesting. Leaves the other centre back.
I've got 2 that I want to take, but I don't know which one to go for. Let me think. Which one of these 2 do I want to take? Let's go. I'm going to go Matthew Bound.
Centre back, yeah?
Yeah. I should have. The other one I was thinking of, I should have taken really instead of Lenny John Rose. It's a bit loose, but we'll take it. I might keep him for the bench.
Okay, my right back then. Torn between 2, I think. Because the thing is, I feel like we haven't had an abundance of strong right backs recently, and the ones kind of before. So you got Norton was in the position for a while. Connor Roberts had a position for a while, and before that, Angle Wrangle was there for years. It was before that Sam Ricketts.
Yeah,
probably. So you're literally digging into the history books if it's not one of the ones I've just mentioned, really. So I'm going to say it's between Norton and Roberts. And I think, to be fair, I think Norton's probably had better. Just because of when he was playing in the team, I think Norton probably has to go in.
So that puts us on to subs now then, does it?
Still doing a good job, isn't he? Yeah, subs.
So I'll kick us off, Alan Curtis.
Oh, for God's sake. I was going to pick him. As a striker, I take him.
Oh, yeah, so are there any rules? Are we doing like...
I mean, have a realistic balance, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
There's 7 strikers on the bench. Is it 7 we're taking on the bench?
7, yeah.
Yeah, I do 7.
5, 6, 7. Right. Oh, I've forgotten. I'm going to take on the bench Llorente.
That's the other striker I thought you might have picked earlier.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
I still can't believe someone hasn't taken.
I'm going to take Trundle.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I wish I had him starting now instead of Boney. But it is what it is. He's going to come on when everyone's tired. After Boney's worn them all out and kill them all with his trickery and his magic daps.
So we on to...
Second sub.
Ooh. Now it's interesting.
Struggling now. You had
I
Alan
am
Curtis
struggling.
lined up.
I've been one step ahead for the most part. I'm not
Curtis lined up, and now he's got nothing.
I think. Well, it's not. I think he doesn't need to bring anyone else off the bench. To be fair.
I'll go Wayne Routledge, unless someone had Routledge. I can't remember.
No one's had.
He was on my list.
What position? Are you just right wing or left wing?
I think he was more predominantly. I think he was left wing. I remember him left wing, Dyer right wing. So I'd probably have him left wing.
I'll just say wing because I think to be fair,
he was versatile, wasn't
he? Yeah. Okay, Lee.
What were the 3 keepers we took? Freestone,
Fabianski.
And I will take Doris de Vries.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was the other one I was thinking. Just keep us a tough one now, innit?
Yeah, I'll take him on the bench.
Can I have Matt Campbell here? What are you on about? Okay.
Can I have Andy Fisher?
Yeah. I'm going to go with Andy Legg.
I thought you were going to say Andy Fisher then.
He's one I kind of wanted to put in left wing after I thought about it a little bit more, but you go on the bench instead.
Struggling again. I got 2. I'm split between. I'm going to do keeper now. I got 1. I don't think he really. I'm imagining you were in there long enough. I'm going to do Tremel. Cup winner. He didn't play a game. He played every game.
Goalkeeper. Jared Tremel.
Yeah.
He was good for us, to be fair. I like Tremel.
He's the only keeper who ever made appearances for us in our only major trophy win. That's why I'm going to.
Fair point, yeah.
That's fair.
Fair point.
I will now take Darren Pratley.
Oh, cult hero.
Darren Pratley.
My bench is better than my team.
Really?
Well, would you put him in instead of Britton and Jordi Gomez?
No, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that midfield.
I'm going to go with centre midfielder Jack Cork.
Ooh,
Nice, I like it.
interesting one. Oh, dear. This is where I'm realizing we really don't have as much depth at like defense.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Players as we do out like further upfield. I'm gonna go Mike Van der Horn just because he carried us in the first year down in the championship as well, or 2 years, whatever it was.
He also got Francesco Guidlin sacked
Nah.
with an absolutely horrendous miss at point blank range against Liverpool when we drew 2-2 in the 90th minute.
If it weren't going to be Liverpool, it was going to be another game. Bob Bradley had his name on that job the second. The only stuck over, I think.
Yeah.
Indeed, but still, nail in the coffin and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna take. I got Llorente, I'm playing 2 up front, so I need another striker, and I've got 2 really good strikers I want to take. Well, I'm gonna take Jason Scotland.
You're having the double striker bench then.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Jason Scotland, that's fair. I've got a centre back that hasn't been taken. To be fair, I think I'm surprised he didn't take him, Lee. Federico Fernandez.
Yeah, I did think
it was
of
a toss up between him and Van der Horn, I think.
I did think of Fernandez.
Solid player.
Sure.
Got on the Argentinian squad. I know they didn't have the best defense at the time, but that's a solid achievement as well.
I think he was basically in there before we signed him. I fell out of it after we signed him.
Oh, was it? Is it back to me now?
Yeah.
I'm
You've
go
got 3
Olsen.
bench left back.
Yeah, Martin Olsen.
Don't
I
want
feel
Sam Klukas left back, no?
No. I feel like that link up that he had with Llorente and Carroll in Paul Clement's season where he came in, had the most points in second half of the season in the Premier League, kept us up.
Yeah.
It's worth the money for that stint, I would say.
Fair enough. Good shout.
I'm gonna take. Oh God, what do I need? I got 2 strikers, a midfielder, and a keeper. I'm gonna have to have a defender and take. I have to take Jason Smith, who I probably should have played next to Bound at centre half, but he's on the bench.
Jason Smith.
Yeah.
What position? Like centre?
Centre half. Yeah.
No Chico Flores.
No.
I haven't got a second choice goalkeeper yet.
You're gonna go without a keeper on the bench, yeah? You've got Rangel, haven't you? Who's got Rangel?
No, I haven't got Rangel.
I have
I was gonna say that would be your option.
I need more attackers, but I don't. Who do we have like attacking? Like genuinely.
Oh, I know I'm taking.
I've taken Pablo Hernandez. Like who? We haven't got a long list of attacking midfielders if we that have excelled. What are you smiling at?
I don't know. I think we got more in attack than we do further back.
No, I mean cams now.
Oh right, yeah.
Specifically cams. And I mean they got phased out in the last couple of years, kind of in our squad as well, so that doesn't help. Obviously, Sigurdsson's the one that held that position for so long.
Yeah.
I'm smiling because I'm thinking of it. Like,
okay, I'm just gonna go with a bit of. You are.
I was laughing because there's a pretty big goalkeeper that we've forgotten to take. Think of the Kenny Jackett podcast.
Yeah, but I'm doing like a pick a goalkeeper, so I can wait.
No, I know. I was just thinking that we missed him.
I'm gonna go with Jefferson Montero then for a bit of
Nice
trickery and pace off the bench.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like we proper used up a lot of the players now, and we're checking out some wild cards at this point, I would say.
Mate, Jefferson Montero gave us some of the best Premier League moments in history, put in some of the best right backs on their bum.
Portugal just scored again.
Who scored?
I don't know. It's like it's all kicking off in the net at the minute. Oh, Jota.
Ronaldo headed it against the post and they bounced back to Diogo Jota.
Oh, I needed Ronaldo to score, man.
He hit the post. We've got a header, mind. Anyway, back to this. I got a couple ideas. What do I really need now? I need a centre mid and another. Well, centre mid, and then the last one's up to interpretation, I suppose. I hope you both are struggling as much as I'm struggling now.
Oh, I forgot a good.
You're trying to scroll through Wikipedia. It's not helping.
Now I am. Now I am, and I'm thinking of some potential players I could have taken instead. It's too late now, anyway. Glad I did it fresh.
I'll go Jay Fulton then. My bench is basically.
Jay Fulton? Oh my god, that's going to be controversial.
My bench is literally just turned into like, players of years gone. Well, not years gone by, recent players. 10 years of service.
Yeah,
like that should count for something.
I've got my bench nailed on anyway. I was just looking at other players that I've missed in other positions, but I'm taking Kevin Austin.
The Portugal goal got ruled out, by the way.
Kevin Austin.
Yeah, Kevin Austin.
Right.
God rest him.
Tricky. Oh yeah. That's sad. Oh God, it's clutching a little bit now. I need a centre midfielder. I think. Oh no, I got a centre midfield. I need a goalkeeper and probably another defender. Someone took Neil Taylor, didn't they?
Yeah, I had him early.
Yeah.
I'll probably take Connor Roberts then. I guess no one's taken him. Kind of leaves me pressure off of the goalkeeper because no one else can pick one. Ben, your last substitute. Who's it going to be?
Oh, we missed a proper big one. I'll say it at the end.
Yeah.
Can you not put him on your bench?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's a centre back, and I've already got a centre back and a left back. So I don't know. We're gonna have two of something, I suppose.
But there's probably some screaming ones that we've missed as well.
I got one. I'll let you decide if it counts or not. Mel Charles. Simply, I think I can get away with that just because Curtis sort of like drifted a bit. But then Mel Charles definitely was like number 9. I'm fairly sure.
That's all right. You can have whoever you want now. You kind of got all positions covered.
Yeah, go Mel Charles then.
Shall I take Schechter on the bench?
Have you been serious?
Yeah. No, I'm joking.
You can have him if you want him.
You could do with another midfielder. I might take. Should I take a midfield? I think I'll take Key.
Ki Sang-young.
Yeah.
We must play the season one. You've got 3 centre mids, haven't you?
No, 2.
Oh yeah. Okay, and for me, goalkeeper has got to be Willie Gouret.
Yeah.
I don't really know where else I was going to go with. Keeper, there's not really been a long-term one for a while, is there? So, right, so all of our squads are done, and I'll make a graphic and we'll put them up on socials to have a vote about who's going to win. But just to run through, Ben has gone with a 4-2-3-1 formation with Brendan Rodgers as the manager, leading with goalkeeper Roger Freeston, left back Neil Taylor, centre back Alan Tate, right back, you'll have to say his name. Sorry, centre back, you'll have to say his name. Yeah,
Ante Reykjavik.
Yeah, him. Right back Angel Rangel, centre midfield Mac Rhymes with Joe Allen partnering him, right wing Andre Ayew, Centre attacking midfield, Gylfi Sigurdsson. Left wing, Leighton James. Striker, Ivor Allchurch. And on the bench, we've got Gerard Tremmell, Mike van der Horn, Martin Olsen, Jay Fulton, Mel Charles, Wayne Routledge, and Alan Curtis. Lee has gone for Roberto Martinez as the gaffer with a 4-4-2 formation. And he's gone with Michel Vorm as a goalkeeper, left back Marcos Pater with Lenny, John Rose, and Matthew Bound in centre backs. Sam Ricketts at right back, Adrian Forms on the right wing with Andy Robertson on the left wing, Britton and Jody Gomez, centre midfield partnership, Stephen Dobby and Michu leading the line together up top with on the bench, Doris de Vries, Jason Smith, Ki Sang Young, Darren Pratley, Kevin Austin, Jason Scotland and Fernando Lorente. And I've gone with Michael Laudrup as my boss with the 4-3-3 formation, specifically 4-3-3 with a cam, just so we clarify. And Lucas Fabianski in goals, Ben Davis left back, Ashley Williams and Gary Monk in the centre-back partnership, Carl Norton on the right. Might have seen that back four before, maybe. It was up before Ben Davis left, actually. Carl Norton came afterwards. Ferry Body and Jonathan de Guzman in centre midfield, Nathan Dyer and Scott Sinclair on the wings, Pablo Hernandez in the middle, and we'll bench have got Willie Gray, Federico Fernandez, Connor Roberts, Jack Cork, Jefferson Montero, Andy Legg, and Lee Trundle. And I'm guessing something's happened in the Portugal
Yeah,
game.
they just won last minute, barring it being ruled out.
Yeah.
Well, they're playing on my stream, so I'm imagining it's not been ruled out.
Just trying to think. What about captains?
Captains, we want to pick a captain then. For me, I'll go with Monk. It's got to be, isn't it?
It's tough to know because I went around with some of the players' eras. I'll go Freestone though, goalkeeper there for.
I think that's a solid choice as well.
I'm going Britain. I think is the obvious one for me.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
Yeah, you didn't really pick that much leadership, did you?
My team's just all out attack.
Okay, so let us know in the comments who you think is going to win out of those three teams. Like I said, it'll be a vote up on Twitter. And let us know if we made any howlers, if you really questioned some of our inclusions and who we might have missed out.
I would very much like to do that again.
It's done now. It's in the history books. Got to go again next time.
I'm happy that my team has got my favourite players in there.
So you've changed the name of the game to my favourite Swans 11.
Well, I had to make sure I got my favourite players in there. I couldn't. The only one is there any players you think we missed? The only one I could think of at the end was James Thomas. Probably could have gone in somewhere.
I just found it hard to not have recency bias because of the level that comes with being in the more recently we've been at a higher level, and then
different.
It's hard to detach the quality then, isn't it? When you from maybe back in the day, I was thinking of Mark Gower. I thought did a solid job when he was in the team. I don't know if I would have picked him, but he did all right, didn't he?
I think for the most part we, ticked everyone off. The major ones. I don't think there's anyone glaring we've left out. Potentially some people from years gone by, but then
I was playing with John Joe Shelby.
I thought about it,
the Marmite one, isn't he?
Yeah, the way it ended, I just don't know how well he's remembered. That's all.
He's a Marmite one. I was just thinking of midfield goals. That's what I was thinking, and Leroy Fur potentially.
Oh yeah, I'd probably go Fur.
Potentially,
but yeah.
But I think Shelby was a better player than Fur.
Yeah, he got an England call up whilst playing for us. So that says enough about how good he was at one point, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then Alfie Mawson, the same his best moment of his career was while he was with us, I would say.
Yeah,
and he's retired now, isn't he? So there's one there. Thinking about I know we mentioned it, but wing backs. We always talk about wing backs in the current squad, and how that's been a bit of an issue in terms of having consistently good players in those positions, but we've really struggled at wing back for a long time because we've always had one solid choice, but it's not an awful lot there, was there, to pick from? I thought wing back.
It's always been square pegs and round holes as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Lee's ended up with Marcos Painter left back.
Yeah, that was my bad though. I was stuck at the time.
Yeah, but who else is there to choose? None of
I
us have
went
got.
Wilson after, but apart from that.
But even Austin, like, he's a solid choice. But in terms of like best ever,
Oh yeah, there are many of them. Ben Davis even was there for what, a year and a bit maybe.
yeah. But I think it says volumes of the fact that Spurs came in for him.
Oh yeah,
About
I'm just saying, like
where
you
he
said,
was.
like right back up. There's probably a few that came to mind, but then left back not so much.
Even right back, like Con Roberts, Rangel, Norton, and then you're going back years otherwise to find a
I gotta
name
think
that.
like Lee. You're going back to like sort of Lee Jenkins and Michael Howard as fullbacks, which we probably should have taken one of them instead of Painter. But
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like, I feel like recently it just highlighted to me how it's been an issue for like 15 years, really.
yeah, but it
There's
was
not
better
really
to do
been
it
that
our
much
way.
quality.
It
Yeah,
was better to do it our way
100%.
off the cuff rather than researching it because
Same
it
as
harder.
goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Goalkeeper is. We've relied heavily on loans, haven't we, in goalkeeper position for probably too long now. Freddie Woodman, and now this season with Rushworth as well. Tried it out with Fisher, and that didn't quite go to plan. And now we're kind of stuck in loan territory there too. And again, the other position, I think, centre attacking midfield or just attacking midfielder. And we put Andy Robinson on a wing, he probably could shift there. But Sigurdsson, Pablo Hernandez is a bit of a cheeky one because he really played more time for wing for us, didn't he? I can't think of many other names. Burson Salina, but I wouldn't necessarily put him in the list.
no.
Who else would you put there? I can't think of big names to put in that really stand out. Michu, I guess, could drop back. The Lee decided to play hoofball.
Nah, the only one was the dodgy one for me is putting Lenny John Rose as centre half. That was a bit of a dodgy one. But I've got Smith on the bench who would have played alongside Bound anyway, so I could just mix up the starting lineup. But
Could have put Kyle Bartley in.
yeah,
Stephen Corker.
I wasn't going to put him in, but Corker had a good season for us when he played for us, didn't he? And Ashley Williams,
yeah.
that first season, they were good. They were very good.
Yeah.
No fairness.
Well, that's been the draft anyway, so we'll call it a day there. It's just for anyone that might have been following along. Portugal just got a win full time 2-1. So I'm sure everyone will already know by the time this video goes out. But yeah, so there's our drafts. Let us know who's going to be the winner. We'll have another go at a different topic maybe next week. But yeah, it's been good. Thanks for coming on again, lads. Hopefully we get a bit more action in the next couple of weeks in regards to the Swans. But I think it might still be a little bit slow till the friendlies start, at least anyway. But until then, we shall see you in the next video. So thanks for watching as always, and goodbye for now.
See you soon.
Bye.